All right. It has been a minute to say the least. We have been out and about. We have left the 315. We spent the week,
Multiple times.
I know, spent the week before Christmas in the Bahamas, which didn't suck. And then we had crazy three Christmases
Yep, we do 3 Christmases with families.
fit the different portions of the family. And then it was New Year's. And then we went to Key West.
We did.
We came back and we were like, what the hell happened? 3 weeks went by.
And now we're drying out.
And now we're doing dry-ish January because
Dryish meaning we waited until the 6th to
we
start.
started on the 6th. It might have been the 5th.
I don't know. No, I think we
Whatever.
flew back on the 6th.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so it really puts a damper on how we live and operate. It's a test on many levels when you are socially active and like to enjoy good red wine and good bourbon once in a while and some craft beers and everything we do in some capacity. Not everything.
Not
Just give me a look.
Not
a lot of
everything.
things are tied to a drink or two along the way.
Right.
So when you stop for a month, you're like, ooh, this is a whole new world. But we're excited about it.
We have kids to keep us busy. We'll get into that and all the.
So we want to rapid fire and highlight some businesses locally that we got out to and patronize. Is that the word I'm looking for? Supported.
Yeah.
Spent money at during the Christmas season. So go ahead, Cal.
We had a small Christmas party for both of the offices at Cavallo's. Farewell to Cavallo's.
R.I.P. 75 years. We closed it out.
We did. We were actually the last night that they were doing parties. So they did a fantastic job, and we actually booked Britt Streeter.
Creative Street.
Yep, to come. We did painting, which was awesome. Like, if you're going to do an event, it is fun to stand around and drink and socialize, but having something else to do as well was huge. Like everybody enjoyed it. Everybody left with a sign. It was
great.
It was a lot of fun.
Building activity. You got to see everyone's creativity. You know, some people had the same sign, but they had a different spin on it. We had kids that got involved, which was fun. And we got to take a group picture, which is great from a social standpoint. So, yeah, it checked a lot of boxes. We got to spend time together as a team, 2 different offices plus a remote crew. We don't get to see each other all together often, so that was good. And then got to participate in activity together. So Creative Street, great for small groups, gatherings, friends, family, coworkers, whatever you have planned to give Brittany Streeter a look.
Yes, for sure. Then we went to Banu. We had a couple of drinks with my sister and her wife before Jenna's basketball game. Banu is a really cool little spot in the Whitestown Plaza, I think is what it's called, right there near Burger King and Fit Body Boot Camp. It's all in that plaza there. They do counter service where if you just want to walk in and get a sandwich or something, and then if you walk all the way in the back, they have a small bar and they have tables set up. Unique items, some really good food items, great drink selection. We had one drink and then
place was packed.
Place was packed. It was like 11:30, 11:45
on a weekday.
On a Thursday, I want to say, or a Friday.
It was holiday time though, too. It was holiday time.
We also hit up Ventura's. If you want to talk about Ventura's, we saw a boatload of people there. We know.
Yeah, Kelly and I grew up in Frankfurt. And we had Italian grandparents, and there's just, I don't know how to describe it, and I won't go too deep here, but if you know, there was just a certain way that you cook certain menu items, the sauce, the feel of Grandma's house, and that's kind of how Ventura's is, right? We've never been there without running into people we know, which, I mean, that happens quite a bit, but there especially. So it's just this family feel, just the food is your traditional Italian, old school comfort type feel good stuff. So, and the pricing we noted was really
very
low.
Reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, for what we got, when you look at market averages, Ventura's is definitely priced lower than most. Quality is great. Atmosphere is great. So definitely give it a look. Call for a reservation because they're always packed.
Yes. And then if we want to, let's stick with the restaurants. Scott brought me to a spot that I have been very hesitant to revisit because I did not think I would like the food.
There's certain ongoing family jokes are inside jokes that once you end it, it kind of sucks because then it can't be an ongoing joke anymore. But for, gosh, we've been together since the beginning of time, the turn of the century, which is funny to say, 26 years or so. And we have never once been to Simeon's together. Simeon's, obviously, when you talk about staples of the Utica
Yeah.
community, central New York community, is one of them. Always packed. Everybody loves it. Quality food, again, priced really low. But my wife must have been in high school
I think I was.
when apparently she must have tried like lamb or something and didn't like it and got it in her head that the Simeon's was awful.
Yeah, that I
And
didn't like
she
Greek
didn't, she
food.
didn't
And I
like
love olives and I love feta
and
and
love hummus.
I
And
don't know.
she loves everything Greek,
Yep.
but refused to go to Simeon's for
Well,
20
I
years.
was wrong. I
We
was very, very
we broke
wrong.
the streak. I got
Yeah.
her to Simeon's.
So good. Like the hummus was delicious. The pita bread was great. I got a pita
Good.
wrap that had fried eggplant in it and the thrashing chicken and it was really really good. So
So there you
we will
go.
be back. We will be back there again.
Streak is over. We got her to Simeon's.
And then to stick with food, we decided to stay in on New Year's Eve. We never go out on New Year's Eve. And I decided to do surf and turf. So I went to Fresco Fish. I've never been to this spot.
Where
My
is it?
usual go-to is Kossuth Fish Market
Yep.
on Kossuth Ave in Utica. Fresco Fish is in the New Hartford Shopping Center,
Where?
sort of next to Carrage Shoes.
Oh, okay.
It's very small, and you walk in, and they will prepare it for you there. You can get fried fish, you can get a meal, you can get whatever, or you can buy fresh fish, similar to like Fat
Fat
Cats,
Cats, yeah.
right? And so I decided to give them a shot, and we got these crab legs. They were
Oh, they're
amazing.
phenomenal.
They were so good, and we got fresh lobster tail.
Yeah.
It
In
was-
retrospect, we would have skipped the lobster.
Yeah, because the crab legs
Personal
were just
preference. It was good. Nothing wrong with it. But the crab legs
the
were,
king crab legs.
and we
were-
had crab left over, and we just kept eating
yeah,
because we felt guilty leaving it because it was
it
so
was
good. We
delicious.
couldn't finish it all.
And what was great about that is some of the places, like if you go to Aldi or some of the chains and you buy a box of crab legs, a lot of times they're pre-cooked and all you have to do is heat them up. So when I got home, I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if these are pre-cooked. And I called there and they answered, and the guy was super cool. He's like, no, they're not pre-cooked. And he even gave me instructions on how to prepare the crab legs. So
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
It was good stuff. We have certain bottles of wine that we hold for special events. So we opened one of our Silver Oaks
Mhm.
from Napa, and we did the surf and turf, and
Yep.
we made it to midnight, right? Did we make it to midnight?
Yes, we made it to midnight. We made it to midnight.
Cool.
All right, let's talk about our improvement project that we've been undergoing. And Frank Urena is our go-to for anything that we pretty much need done. He has done a ton of work on our house. He put our front porch on. He put our fireplace in,
Roof.
our roof. He is
So it's YERINA, Frank Urena.
And if you visit his Facebook page, he's got pictures of all of the work that he does. And
Got pictures of work at our place. I just saw,
exactly.
yeah.
So he's been working on a small apartment for us up in Utica above Scott's State Farm office. It will actually be converted into an Airbnb. So if anybody's listening and they need a place for their family members to stay,
Summer season coming up, wedding season.
yeah,
Good little spot.
we're
Utica.
in the process of doing that. He did a fantastic job on it. So really, if you go to his Facebook page, you'll be able to see his work. He also runs another business. If you want to talk about that, Scott.
Yeah, back breaking, long hours. You need to be a psychopath to grow garlic. Luckily, Frank Urena is a psychopath and this is something he started with his father
Yep.
years and years ago. And he recently lost his dad. And so he's kind of taken it to the next level. And he's gone through all of the regulatory paperwork and guidelines. And instead of just selling garlic on the open market, black market, if you will,
Or festivals or things of that
he's
nature,
gotten,
farmers markets.
a label, and everything's been approved and certified. And I don't know a whole lot about garlic, but he does a very specific type of garlic that is not many people do it because you have to be a sociopath to do what he does. It just takes a lot of hours, and it's a labor of love, obviously, but it's supply and demand. is crazy because he has a lot of big corporations and chain stores and people who want this specific garlic but can't get it at the freshness that he provides it. And so he's actually doing a hell of a business with the garlic, but he's also locally retail. You can buy it as well. So again, his Facebook page is Garlic Delight Farm LLC. But if you go to Frank Urena, you can find Garlic Delight Farm LLC on there. But
and he has all sorts of product. He does chocolate, he does powders, he does scarps, he does, which I love, pickled like.
We need to get better
Yeah, so good
about that because again, I haven't studied it, researched it, but this is probably 30 plus years now. There is hard scientific evidence that garlic is very good for you
that,
on
and fermented
many
food
levels.
is huge too. Now that's a huge driving force too. Fermented food is really good for your gut health. So both
Let's
of them.
get some garlic.
Yeah.
You don't kiss me anyway.
Oh my
so.
God, stop it. All right, let's move on. New year, new you.
Okay.
We want to touch on a couple of people, guests that we've had on, and
yeah,
a lot of people.
UCFC coach Everton Moreira and the team. They kicked off the season. They're home again on January 25th.
Yep.
All right, and then Kelly's got a whole list of ways to get yourself in shape.
That's a goal of a lot of people. They like to start out, especially because the weather is so crappy outside. Sure. And so we wanted to just highlight a couple of guests that we've had on and one that we haven't had on. Renegade Kickboxing, Brienne Rauscher, she was on. She runs a great program right in the building there in Bag Square. Yep. So give her a look. John Bartholomew at Mohawk Valley Wellness. They're doing like a 6-week challenge. Mm-hmm. I've seen it all over Facebook. Yep. So he runs a pretty awesome program. Lisa Briggs at Whitesboro Fit Body Boot Camp. She also opened up a new place in Clinton. So those are 2 spots that you can go there. And we wanted to give Mel Rocco a plug here. She does classes 4 times a week. If you go to Mel Rocco's Facebook page, you will see it. She runs part of her classes out of the Mohawk YMCA. And then the other part, Frankfort, what's it called? District 3?
District 3 on Main Street in Frankfurt. Yeah.
And what's nice about Mel is there's no fee. It's just you pay as you go.
Pay as you go.
Yep. And I think it's $5 a class. I also wanted to talk about Woods Valley. They are open for the season, as well as Snow Ridge and Lewis and McCauley and Old Forge. We definitely got a ton of snow. Yep. So give them a look. What's really cool is Woods Valley has tubing. For those people that don't like to ski, their tubing is a lot of fun for younger kids and families, but you do have to make a reservation for tubing. So just know that. Visit their Facebook page for updates on their trails and the conditions and what they have open.
This Friday, the Comets are home. Last Left will be performing at 5:30. So we got some music outside of the ADK Bank Center. Puck drop at 7 against the Lavelle Rockets.
Dry January happy hour at Woodland Brewery. This is right up our alley, starting at 12 p.m. A lot of people have taken a break this month from drinking, but there's no reason to be stuck at home and bored. This Friday, they'd like to introduce you to some of our Dry January beverages, including a variety of NA craft beers from Athletic Brewing and a handful of mocktails. These will be available beginning Friday throughout the rest of the month. So, yeah, if you want to go out and feel like you're having a drink, but really not,
it's going to be something new. We talk about New Year, New Me. I will be traveling this week, and I'm not proud to admit this, but I don't know if we've ever traveled. I'm flying first class, too. Drinks are free.
That's terrible.
Just going to be drinking water. But these mocktails, they have made it easier for people to be social and feel like they're having a drink with NA craft beers and these mocktails. So you get the cocktail without the booze.
What's terrible is the conception, like, why aren't you drinking? Why don't you drink?
And
that's why,
especially in an area like ours and in a social group like ours, you almost have to. But they do, and I don't understand all this stuff, but a lot of these NA drinks, like Hi-O, they talk about.
They have adaptogens in them.
Okay,
yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So you feel this flow. I don't know. I've had a Hi-O. I don't feel crap, but maybe if I have 2.
You're used to bourbon. I think you get more of a
little bit more of a flow from bourbon.
I think your tolerance is a little higher than most people.
Worth the shot. All right, Saturday, January 18th, wine and cheese tasting with Thousand Islands Winery. This is at Rock Valley Brewing. Would it be a Love Living local pod without Rock Valley Brewing?
I
You
know.
know, we probably should get someone from Rock Valley
We
on
definitely
the
have
show
to,
because we
or
talk about them all
Woodland,
the
one or
time.
the other.
Yeah, that's true.
They're always doing fun stuff. And they
I'm
keep
not
us
knocking that.
updated
Yeah.
on their events. And so why
Let me
not let
finish that
people?
thought. Saturday, it is noon to 3. All right. So noon to 3, wine and cheese tasting, Thousand Islands Winery, Rock Valley Brewing. They are going to have someone leading the way. Mike, the host Mike from Thousand
Yep.
Islands, is going to take you through the wintertime tastings, and
And their
then
dry
talk
wines
about the
too.
dry wines, the cheese, all the stuff that we'd love to do, but we can't, but maybe you can. Okay.
Okay, on Sunday, if you're looking to do something that doesn't involve drinking, this is a pretty big thing. They're doing the 44th annual train show at Utica's Union Station. This is an annual train show by Toy Train Collectors Society Ltd. that meets once a year at the Union Station. The show features over 40 vendors from all over New York State, as well as other states, with over 100 tables of trains and train-related items. There's door prizes with admission, and they also have operating displays, which you can go see, and there's a sick train clinic where you can bring your train if it's not operating correctly, and hopefully they will be able to fix it for you.
Mine is not.
You don't have a train. They have memorabilia, they have videos, photographs, they have all sorts of stuff there. So check out the train station if you're looking for something to do on Sunday. $5 admission for adults, $2 for children 5 to 12. If you're under 4, you are free. This one is sad.
Kelly was
for
all
you.
excited.
I know.
So we talked a little bit about bourbon, and there's just certain bourbons that, right, wrong, or indifferent, have the reputation, the limited availability, so the price gets driven up. Pappy Van Winkle is one of those, and we have a friend in Virginia, Linda Cass. Her son opened a place where it's all high end wine. So if you can't afford $1,000 bottle of wine or booze, they have them and they sell them to you in the tasting or by the glass, which is very rare. You can't, it's not cheap, but it allows you. So we were just talking, friends of ours, Joe and Carly Tamburo, fellow bourbon drinkers. Carly had never had Pappy. Seneca Wine and Liquors and Valley Wine and Liquors, same owners, they have a waiting list that you can get on. And when they get some of these higher end offerings in, they'll call you. And so Carly got the call and she bought the 12-year Pappy. And they, on New Year's, were going to, or they did, open it and cheers. Did I tell you the end result is this nudie? I don't think we talked about this.
No, we didn't.
They both hated it. Like hated it.
Stop.
Like Joe said, I can have it if I want it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he said it was like drinking turpentine. And I've heard this about Pappy before. It's a very
distinct
taste, and it's not for everyone, and it's outrageously expensive. It's like $1,200 a bottle.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, if you read on to that's
so anyway, at the Beer Hub in New Hartford,
which is a really cool spot.
Really cool. Speaking of trains, that's a train.
That's right.
It's started at noon on Sunday. They're doing the Pappy's Smoke Show. So they are smoking chicken and drinking whiskey, which, by the way, they have a tremendous selection of whiskey and bourbon there. On Sunday, the 19th at noon, rare bottles. Chef Paul will be on the grill, and some whiskey-oriented beers, which are always fun. Bourbon barreled red wine is a lot of fun too. And if you want to try the rarity, they will be pouring the Pappy 12 now that I hyped it up for you. Another rarity starting earlier than noon with advanced reservations. If you'd like to reserve a spot in the pre-party and get in on the really rare stuff, give them a call at the Beer Hub. It's $60 for a 1.5 ounce pour of Pappy 12 or the other rye bottle, plus a smoked chicken sandwich platter and a drink chip. So
that's a great price. Don't use $60 for
is
that.
Something that, this was right up. This was custom made for us.
Custom made for Scott.
It's the wrong month.
I know. Oh, well.
Sunday is going to be, listen, I don't want this episode to turn into a therapy session for me, but I'm traveling. I can't drink. I get back and they're doing all this fun stuff at the breweries, and they're featuring Pappy at the Beer Hub, and then 6:30 I've got the Bills Ravens. I may have no fingernails left. I might
It's going to
just
be a
bite
true
my
test.
fingers
I know,
off the
right?
next 4 days.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta
Mind over matter.
challenge yourself every once in a while.
All right. Well, thanks for sticking with us as we took our little hiatus. We're happy to be back. We'll be grounded here for a little while and back into a rhythm. We have, if you haven't caught it already, make sure you check out this week's Hey Neighbor featuring Tucker Rosemeyer, who is from 1886 Prime. His brother runs Slice Pizzeria. And they are opening up the Beef and Bird over by
super fun interview.
Utica
Check it out.
Coffee.
Yeah, very
this
passionate.
was a high intensity interview that you're going to want to check out. And so that's all I got. You good?
I'm good.
All right. See you out there. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Love Living Local. As you know, we do not run ads. Our only mission is to shine a spotlight on amazing people doing amazing things here in our local community. If you'd like to support us with this mission, we have 3 ways you can help. You can share our content on social, subscribe or follow the show on your favorite podcast platform, and you can visit our lovelivinglocals315.com website to stay up to date with everything happening in Central New York.